Hello, everyone. The state corn-picking contest south of Sioux Falls Thursday was marred by an incident that all South Dakotans deplore. By now, everyone knows that several eggs were thrown at Secretary of Agriculture Benson as Governor Joe Foss was introducing him. According to the egg throwers, they don't like Secretary Benson because he hadn't answered letters they had sent to him. Regardless of how you and I may feel about the way Secretary Benson has done his job, there is no excuse for such childish action as occurred Thursday. In criticizing the Agriculture Secretary, and criticism of his performance in office certainly is more than justified, South Dakotans should not forget that Benson is a cabinet officer. Although we may violently disagree with Benson's actions and statements, we cannot disrespect the cabinet office which he holds. Throwing eggs at a cabinet officer is not a funny thing. It is sad. First, it is unfortunate that Benson's record in office should so antagonize some people in the state that they will resort to egg throwing to show their dissatisfaction. Secondly, such an incident as that which occurred south of Sioux Falls shows disrespect for a cabinet position, a cabinet office that is an integral part of our form of government. The publicity that this egg-throwing incident has given our state is certainly publicity that no South Dakotan can be proud of. There is one way we can criticize Benson, and this is the effective way. If we don't agree with Benson's ideas, with the Benson program, we can advance better ideas and a better farm program. In our nation, we who call ourselves Americans do not resort to violence to show disagreement. We as Americans do not throw eggs at a Secretary of Agriculture because we don't like his program or his speeches. Instead, those of us who disagree with a public official do so in the democratic way, through our constitutional rights of free speech, a free press, and free assembly. Thursday's incident south of Sioux Falls was completely uncalled for. Yesterday, Senator Stuart Symington of Missouri replied to Benson by telling the other side of the farm story. In a free society, in a democratic society, this is how we disagree. All sides of an issue are thoroughly aired, and the people make up their minds from the facts presented. In his speech Thursday, Secretary Benson again called for flexible price supports. He repeated many of the same arguments for flexible supports that we heard in Huron when Benson was here on the last day of the state fair. Yesterday, Senator Symington replied to Benson. The Missouri senator says that the idea that lower price supports on farm commodities will cut production is not sound. Symington says that officials in the Agriculture Department know that it isn't sound. Symington declares that the theory of lower prices bringing lower production just doesn't work in today's advanced economy. He says that the farmers of America know they must have a firm price support system if they are to achieve their goal of a fair share of the nation's income. The former Secretary of the Air Force says lower farm prices actually increase production because farmers know that as prices drop, all they can do is work even harder to produce more in order to get the dollars they need. Referring to farm surpluses, Symington states that the Agriculture Department figures show that surpluses have increased greatly during the last 4 years, despite lowered price supports. An indication of this is the fact that stocks of wheat were up 250% at the beginning of this year, while corn surpluses increased 300% and dairy products 1,200%. In his speech yesterday at the National Corn Picking Contest, Senator Symington has refuted Benson's contention that we must have more flexible price supports. Symington has criticized the Benson program and philosophy the way they should be criticized. Senator Symington has refuted Benson's arguments in the democratic way through logic and common sense. The egg throwers of Thursday were displaying their dissatisfaction with Benson in the same manner the mobs of Little Rock showed their dissatisfaction with integration, through violence. Violence is not the American way. Violence was the Nazi method of silencing opposition. And as we know from the tragic case of the Hungarian people, violence is also the communist way of silencing those who disagree. The critics of Secretary Benson have common sense and reason on their side. Benson's opponents do not need egg throwers to help them out. Benson's policies will stand or fall not on the basis of how many eggs are thrown at him, but on the American basis of countering Benson arguments with facts and common sense. This Senator Symington has done, just as others have done and will continue to do. This is Jack Seigle, your Farmers Union reporter, saying goodbye for now.